I can't wait for the day when I can seriously consider a retirement community. Crazy, right? Or is it? These retirement communities are now affectionately called 55 plus communities, or as I like to say, 55 and better communities. I've heard from countless clients who are in the season of downsizing that they do not want to be in a 55 plus community, and yet many end up buying in those communities. What are the pros and cons of these communities? Let's check it out. The most obvious pro to a 55 plus community is the low maintenance living. Typically, you're going to find all single level houses, which is perfect when you are considering things like stairs. However, you are going to have options. Let's say that you want a bonus room upstairs, or if you want a finished or an unfinished basement. We do have those here in the Northeast Georgia area. Now, a majority of these communities cover exterior maintenance on your home. No more cutting your grass, pruning your bushes, etc., unless that's your thing, and then, well, cut away. But most clients really look forward to the ease of living in these communities. HOAs also take care of the exterior maintenance of the home, so think about things like house painting, things like that. You never have to do it anymore. If you've never been in a 55 plus community, well, you are in for a treat. Most communities excel at resort style amenities, and that is definitely a pro in my book. Think indoor swimming pools and outdoor swimming pools, tennis and pickleball courts, dog parks, fitness facilities, even classrooms equipped for cooking and art classes. These communities have typically thought of everything, and most of them even have beautiful walking trails and even a playground for visiting grandkids. Heck, I've even seen a community garden. They would for sure kick me out of that. Another benefit to these communities is the relative peace and quiet that you're going to find. You are typically not going to have to worry about your neighbor throwing any ragers. I would like to see that though. Teenagers toilet papering trees, or even an abundance of kids for that matter. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not going to see kids. Obviously, children still do visit their grandparents after all, but it won't be a common occurrence or lots of kids that you're going to have to dodge while you're going to the grocery store. These communities offer a quiet atmosphere that many people enjoy. But don't mistake quiet for non-active. Every single time I'm in one of these communities with clients, I am amazed at the number of neighbors taking advantage of everything that the neighborhood has to offer. I pass countless residents who are walking their dogs or out on their morning or afternoon jog. Heck, my hand gets tired from waving. They're constantly waving as you go through these communities. Very, very friendly folks. Now let's talk about location. For obvious reasons, you're going to find that many active adult communities are conveniently located near interstates and with easy access to healthcare. In fact, you can find 2 active adult communities in Brazelton that are on the same road as the hospital. We aren't expecting this to be a necessity for you, and at the same time, many residences love being so close to doctors, outpatient facilities, and emergency care if needed. It certainly gives your loved ones a peace of mind as well. So these are some of the great things about these active adult communities. Now let's talk about things that aren't so great. And the most obvious one that people always bring up and something to consider are the HOA fees. Those resort style amenities like lawn care and exterior maintenance and, all of the facilities that they offer that I mentioned earlier, well, those do not come cheap. On average, you can expect to pay about $325 per month for these HOA fees. But when you take into account all the things that those fees cover, like trash service, lawn service, a gym membership, classes, clubs, well, that $325 doesn't seem so bad after all, right? It is important to learn about the health of the HOA whenever you're doing your due diligence. Because the maintenance of homes and amenities facilities can be pricey, you want to make sure that the HOA is in good financial standing. After all, you don't want to be in a position where the HOA has to increase rates substantially or impose hefty special assessments to cover poor financial planning. It's no surprise that one of the cons of an active adult community is going to be the lack of diversity. Now, you do have to be 55, of course, and most people are going to be on the better part of that 55 range. And some clients can find this off-putting. What I have found, though, after speaking with clients who live in these communities is that, well, they find their community. Because of the great amenities, clubs, and things to do, You're going to find your tribe, so to speak, and you're going to find yourself among your people who share common interests in things that you want to do. In fact, my most recent client, who's only been in the community for a couple of weeks, is already ingrained in 2 different book clubs, and another client found a new love of pickleball. There's pickleball instructors, for heaven's sakes. Another potential con can be the size of the homes. Most homes in 55 plus communities are designed for 2 adults to live comfortably, and as such, they tend to be smaller than homes on the broader market catered towards families. Many see this as an advantage so that the homes are easier to maintain, clean on the inside. But if you're someone who likes having the whole family over for Thanksgiving, you may find space a bit tight. It's also difficult when you find yourself coming from a 3,000, 4,000 square foot home to a home that's, 1,800, 2,400 square feet. Most of these homes were designed to offer ample spaces for entertaining, and most of them have really great open floor plans. But it would be a challenge if you're hosting very large groups. One thing that you're going to love, though, is that in the North Georgia area, many of these communities offer homes on a basement, and this lends itself to the perfect solution if you are someone that's downsizing from a much larger home. Speaking of sizes of homes, let's discuss the yard size. I see this con come up much more frequently when looking at communities when clients are used to coming from a much larger home. With that larger home comes a much larger yard, and well, because 55 plus communities have smaller homes, the yard lot sizes are much smaller as well. And with that, you're much closer to your neighbor. Look on the plus side. If you fall in your yard, your neighbor will hear you calling for help. In all seriousness, this is something to consider. And yet many neighborhoods offer plenty of homes that offer privacy. A lot of them back up to wooded areas. You've got really great landscaping that goes in, so you can find homes that offer that privacy. So as with all homes, if that is something important to you, seek it out. You're going to find it, and we can help you find that private yard. So have you considered a 55 plus community? If you have, make sure you check out this video comparing communities in the North Georgia area. It's a must see, and of course, whether you're looking for a 55 and better community, downsizing, or needing a change, my team and I are here to help.